eating disorder, which is one of the categories of learning disability. How did the child have dyslexia? Did he eat something? Was he reading badly so he had dyslexia? No. Dyslexia is something which the child received either from the parents or something that went wrong at the time of delivery or pregnancy, which is he's received. He's not responsible for it, but he is made responsible for it. Well, he or she. Before we understand how to help a child with dyslexia, I want to ask you, by looking at this slide, I hope you know this movie, Tare Zameen Par. This was a movie which threw some light on this topic, dyslexia, and brought it to the notice of the world, or especially of Indians, that children who suffer with this problem should not be punished, should not be ill-treated, should not be given names, bad names in the classroom, because that's exactly what the teacher in the classroom did. They are very intelligent children. Their IQ is average or above average, and they can perform very well if we identify their problem and then provide solutions step by step. I have spent more than 17 years working for children with dyslexia. So I'm going to tell you 10 ways in which you can identify that this child has dyslexia. Difficulty in learning to read or spell words despite regular classroom instruction. Struggling to associate sounds with letters, blend them to form words. Difficulty in recognizing common sight words and frequently misspell them. Slow or inaccurate reading, which may include adding, omitting, substituting. They will replace one letter for the other. SAW will become WAS. They'll add an alphabet, they'll remove an alphabet. 5. Difficulty in understanding spoken language and following instructions. 6. Avoiding reading or writing tasks and expressing dislike for reading. Struggling to learn a new language or a foreign language. Having difficulty in remembering sequences such as alphabets or counting numbers, even sequence of stories, sequence of events. Having a family history of dyslexia. Somebody in the family had, because in few years ago nobody knew about it. It existed, but nobody knew about it. And number 10, experiencing challenges with tasks of requiring fine motor skills such as handwriting. So it's very important to note that all children with dyslexia exhibit the same symptoms, but they differ from one child to the other. Now, as a teacher, you do not have the right to assess a child. There are informal assessments which you can do, and I do give a form to teachers to assess the child. But there are specialists, that is clinical psychologist, is supposed to assess every dyslexic, is supposed to assess and give a report for the child. Whether the child is dyslexic or not, whether you have a report or not, whether you label the child or not, what is it that you can do? You can provide remedial strategies, and for that you can choose to become a remedial educator, just like Amir Khan in the movie. Amir Khan was not a special educator. Amir Khan was a remedial educator. He was teaching this child Darshil in different ways, multi-sensory ways, by which Darshil started writing and reading. Plus, the first thing Amir Khan did was identify the strength of the child. So if you want your child to read well, who's already struggling in reading, identify what is the strength of the child. Like in my center, I had children who were singers, but they would never ever sing because they were humiliated so many times for not reading and writing. I can remember of a girl who was a classical singer, but she never sang in public other than her own bathroom, even in the house. When the parent told me that she's such a wonderful singer, she's done 6 levels of classical singing, but never sung in public, I told the parent, and she failed in class 10th twice. I told the parent, don't bother her with studies. Let me get her to singing. She joined my center, And every day I would tell her to come to my office and sing. Every single day she came and sang some few lines. And she was amazing. Then then we made her sing in the assembly. First we made her sing in the classroom, then in the assembly. And then within 3 months, we gave her an opportunity to sing in a public place. That was the first time the child went to public place and sang. And you will not believe she got the 3rd prize. Life changed for her. She started working on her reading writing skills. She completed her 10th and 12th through NIOS. And now she's, I think, finishing a bachelor's in a university, Oro University in my city. And she also dreams to become a teacher who wants to teach English and singing. See how beautiful. And she had failed class 10th, by the way. So a dyslexic child is an average and above average intelligence. If you identify the strength, you can change the life of the child. And this is what I did for all my 300 to 400 children that I worked with. Ask yourself, do you want to be a remedial educator who knows all those strategies to teach the child? Do you want to take that extra step and help 35 million children in our country? 35 million. I don't know when I will finish training 20,000 teachers. I'm on a mission to train teachers, make them remedial educators, so that we can help these 35 million children who have average and above average intelligence. They can help thousands and thousands of kids and take it as a serious profession. Thank you so much for listening to this audio, the last but one audio of this day. And tomorrow we'll all be meeting for a live session where I want you to ask me specific questions to your students or to your child. See you in the last slide and the last audio soon. Take care. Bye-bye.